Hi, I'm Jacob Linkous. I'm going to be showing you the fundamentals of JavaScript and Python with Jacob Malloy. This will be a fun and challenging ride, so let's get started. Now, I'm going to show you how to use while and for loops in JavaScript and Python. Let's start in JavaScript. So, to begin, a while loop is kind of similar to an if statement in syntax-wise. We have while, the condition, and then the open curly bracket, which will then go into the closed curly bracket, and all the code in there will run. So our condition just has to be true. So we could do something very simple like, let's make a variable, let's call it test, and let's just set it to true, semicolon, and then we'll do while test. We don't have to say equal true, but you can if you want, but you just have to do test. And there, we'll just print, let's do console.log, let's say hello world, close quotation, close parentheses, let's run it. And it's going to run a whole bunch of times over and over again. So now we can control it with numbers instead. So let's change this to a number, we'll set it to 0, and we'll do while test is less than 5. Now, we need to make sure test goes up, or else it'll still be an infinite loop like it was before. So we're going to do test plus plus and semicolon. This will, every time it goes to the loop and it hits this, it'll take test and add 1 to itself. So, if we run it, it will run test 5 times. So it'll say hello world 5 times. So, now let's move on to a for loop. A for loop is like a while loop, but it just uses numbers. So, we'll do for, open parentheses, and we're going to do, let's make a new variable in here. So we're going to do I equals 0, semicolon, and it's going to be while I is less than 5. So what this is going to do, we're making the variable. We don't have to have that every single time, but it's very easy to just have it. Our variable I is equal to 0, and it'll run while it's less than 5. But if you remember, we have to make sure it increases like it did in the while loop. So, semicolon, I plus plus. So that means it'll run 5 times. We'll open curly bracket, and we'll do console.log, and we'll say, let's do code ninjas, why not? And semicolon at the end. So that means it will say code ninjas 5 times after it says hello world 5 times. So, hello world 5 times, code ninjas 5 times. So now let's go over to Python. So let's make a variable and let's call it test. Let's have it set to true. Don't forget to capitalize true or else it won't work. Then we're going to do while test is true, but we don't have to say it is true, because it's already assuming, hey, if test is true, then I'll run. We'll do print hello world. And if we run that after saving, we'll get a whole bunch of hello world. So we can close that. I would say yes. And we could also control this one with numbers too. So let's set test to 0. And while test is less than 5, we'll print hello world. But like we did in JavaScript, we have to increase it by 1. It's a little different in here. So we'll do test plus equal 1. That means it'll take test, add 1 to itself. So if we run that after saving, it'll say hello world 5 times. So now let's use a for loop. So for, it's a little bit different now. For x in range. This is very similar to this. We're defining that variable we're using, which is x, instead of y. In range is the same thing as this right here, but we're going to do in range of 5. It should print whatever we say 5 times, and then it'll automatically add 1. So we're going to print, and we'll do code ninjas again. Then if we save that, run it, code ninjas 5 times. Now this is just the basics of a for loop and a while loop, but you can go more in depth. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and we'll answer them as soon as possible. Code Ninjas.